Good evening, good evening. This is your psychic algae. I hope you can hear us okay. It is 11:08 p.m. UK time. Hiya, Stooge. How are you doing? Can you hear us okay? Yeah? I am live and it's 11:08 p.m. UK time. Heading towards the witching hour, and we are going to delve deep tonight. We are going to look into the looking glass. Can you hear us fine? That's good. I was going to do a test run through the week, but I've just been so busy and I've got loads to tell you guys. How yous all doing? Well, this is good because I wasn't on last week, but we're on tonight. I want to say good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you all are around the world. We are going to delve deep into the looking glass. She's been in the garden all day. There she is. How are you all doing? We're going to look into world events, which is going crazy, which is going akka, isn't it? I'll wait for people to come on. Am I live on YouTube? Can somebody tell us? Or is it just Twitch tonight? Good evening, everybody. I've just got Twitchers coming through at the minute. I should be live on YouTube. Can somebody tell us if I am? Let me get my tea. You're on Twitch? Yeah. Doesn't seem like there's any YouTubers coming in, is there? Hi, Graham. It has. It's been a little while since I streamed. I believe I'm on YouTube. There was a delay there, guys. Hello, tubers. I'm laughing because I call my little black cat Skinny Tube. Just like a little skinny tube. Little tubers, hello. I'm live on YouTube. I'm live on hello Twitchers. Well, this is going to be a good one tonight, isn't it? I'll wait for some more to come on and then I'll tell you what I've been up to. I like that name, Frangipani Haven. That's good. Excuse me if I sound snuffly. I always do. I don't know when I come on. It's hay fever, mind. Definite hay fever season. Yeah, I just heard about Joe Biden. Not good. Bless him. Not good. Hello there, Maggie. We're going to look into everything from the explosion last night in California. We're going to look into all sorts of things. I want to look into Parliament again because there's all sorts of crazy stuff going on there. I need to look into that. I'm going to look into Joe Biden's health. I'm going to look into the economy. What I touched upon the last time I was on, and the audio was terrible, and apologies about that, guys. I had trouble with my audio, was prepping, so I'm going to look back into that if it's worth looking into that, and just basically everything just to see what's going on. Michael had sent us a lovely friend over in the States had sent us a video. Hiya, Michael. Sorry I haven't got back to you. A video on the sinkholes in Florida seabed. So I'm going to look into that as well. So you'll have to remind us on. I've got loads to look into. But I just want to send healing and blessings out to everybody who was involved in the explosion in California, LA last night. Not a very good situation. I nearly went live, but I felt like crap. I looked like crap, and you would have gone like, "What's wrong with you?" And they're like, "Literally nothing. I've got no makeup on." But I was watching Tusi. Is it Tusi? Tusi TV, and I thought, I wonder if I should just follow in there after him and just go on. But I just went really tired, like a bag of hammers, guys. So yeah. So I want to say, oh, there's a ship what looked crash into Brooklyn Bridge. I'll look into that. I did predict something about that, didn't I? Crazy times. I want to say a big thank you. Adam's in bed, but I want to say a big thank you, guys, to whoever sent me a big box of biscuits for Adam, and it's so lovely. Thank you so much. And also there's another lady, please email us that you had sent us some handmade jewellery. I don't know if I shouted you out the last time, but I want to say a big thank you. Beautiful. I read all your mail and thank you so much. The biscuits are lovely. I've been eating them as well. And thank you, David. So I went for my yearly mammogram after the situation with breast cancer, and I've got the all clear. Yay! Obviously the both of them, checked the both of them, but I had to wait nearly a month, guys, because there was cyber attacks on the hospital and the NHS. They don't put this out. They don't really tell you this, in the news and that, but it was sort of like on the, like the sort of news, but not like fully on the television type of news. So they were actually turning away women for mammograms, which wasn't good. I know Marks and Spencer's had been cyber attacked, the Co-op had been cyber attacked, Harrods had been cyber attacked, but yeah, the NHS as well. So normally it would take like 1 to 2 weeks for us to get the results, and I was like sitting there biting my nails nearly a month. I had to wait 3 weeks. Big exaggeration, but yeah, 3 weeks is a long time when you're sitting there worried. And anyway, it came back clear. So and I get my last therapy on this week. Is it Wednesday or Thursday? But it's this week. So I've got my last one. So yeah. So how do I feel? I feel emotional. I can't explain it. Anybody who's gone through this journey will know what I mean. It's going to feel weird not seeing the nurses in the wards, because you get used to it. I know that might sound a little bit twisted, but when you've got answers and you've got nobody to talk to about it, it's going to feel a bit strange. It's been a long year for me. I was diagnosed at the very back end of 2023. I went full whole of 2024 and part of this year, nearly 18 months of solid heavy treatment, and I didn't think I was going to I knew I was going to make it. I just didn't think I could have done the treatments. And I look back in retrospect and I think, how the hell did I do it? But yeah, I got to ring me bell if you've done chemo or radiotherapy, you get to ring your bell, or immunotherapy. So I got to do the radiotherapy, so I got to ring me bell. It's out on the shorts, you'll be able to see it, and it's on TikTok. But apparently I'll be ring it again if I want, But yeah, there you go. So it just feels, I'm exhausted. I look at life differently now when I'm saying I'm exhausted, because the whole treatment had to fling us into menopause. And it's been really a tough journey for us. Even though I should have been in menopause, I was still hatching eggs, guys. Apparently I was hatching eggs for the nearly the whole of the globe. And apparently it was too much estrogen, which had caused it. But there you go. I'm on tamoxifen. I don't know if anyone's heard of that. So there you go. I'm not really keen on it, but it's something that they've offered us. So I'm taking that. But at least I can say that I can put it behind us, and what's the word? Grateful. Any little niggle, but anybody who's gone through what I've gone through, any little niggle, you worry and then you're back again and you go back again, and I chose to go the alternative as well as the what the hospital were offering us, so I did both. And I massively changed my lifestyle. I changed my diet. I stopped smoking, which, according to my oncologist, actual outcome. I'm one of them people that I feel that I can actually sit here and say I'm lucky, because not everybody is lucky. Through I don't want to cry, guys, but through this treatment, I lost 2 dear friends, little Paula and little Karen. I called them little because they were only like 4'11", both my little friends. Karen, my cars, and that was just a few months ago. And well, sorry, no words. But I know she's a warrior, and I know she's in the light, and she's doing well. She's in the spirit world, and I've seen her. I've had an amazing dream with her the other night, and I know she's doing well. So I want to say that everybody, even if you don't get to ring your bell, you're still a warrior. You're still a warrior. You know, my mum's a warrior. She never rung the bell. You know, the bell's like a new thing, what came out, you know. So we're all warriors. Oh yeah, Maggie, definitely. I don't vape either. I don't vape. I didn't feel the need to want to do any of it. Stopping smoking is huge. And of course, you know, there's been other things into the equation of what I've been going through as well, with the trouble with my son. I've never hidden the fact that he had a drugs problem. He overcome that, but I think once an addict, always an addict. And then he was diagnosed with autism, ADHD, and then it was all too much for him, and he tried to take his own life about a month ago, and now we are getting the help that he needs. So it's been full on, guys, full on. And my philosophy of all of this is, I think when you're walking in the light and you're working for spirit, anybody will tell you this, any clairvoyant, when you're working for the good, you are chased by the darkness. And if that darkness can't get to you, it'll get to you whatever way, even if it's through your finances, your kids, your love life, it tries. But my boy's doing well, so yeah, he's going to be okay. He's definitely going to be okay. I'll give you updates as we're going. What else can I say? I do need prayers. I do need prayers for Adam at the end of the month. And I'm going to be honest, I wasn't going to say anything, but I may as well say it before I get started. The night of the dreaded, when he did what he did, he tried to do himself in with a knife, a bread knife. I mean, it was a blunt, bloody knife. And I screamed, he dropped the knife, and off he ran. And because it was so late, I couldn't ring my mum or my dad, they're elderly. And my son was working away, so I rang the police. Okay? Now, I rang the police. The police then came out, you know, they found out that he had gone knocked over, da-di-da-di-da. But then they found the knife in the garden. Now, I own the land. But apparently it's still the way the law is, the British law and everything. So now the police have twisted the whole damn thing and taken Adam to court by saying that he's going to harm the public because of the knife thing, even though he did what he did to himself. Can you believe this? So I will never, as long as I live and have a breath in my body, ever turn to the Northumbria police ever again. They're actual scumbags. And this is what I mean about this country. The police has just become so, what's the word I'm looking for? That doesn't mean all police mind. There's some good cops out there. But the way I say it is that they've gone rogue. They've absolutely gone rogue. You can see videos. You possibly have seen videos. It's a 2-tier system. Da-di-da. Yes. So I'm really, really worried. And we've had to get a solicitor, a lawyer. It's horrible. So that's the latest, guys. They're taking him, and the mental health team can't believe that they're doing. Even though it's been on, you know, Keir Starmer, and he's made an announcement that anybody with mental health will be fine, and, you know, they're letting all these criminals out of prison, you know, to make room, because there's not enough room. But what they're going to do, they're going to replace it with people who've got problems. Yeah, so I will need, it's a hearing that we're going to at the end of May. I'll keep you updated. And obviously he's pleading not guilty, so it's going to go to bloody damn Crown Court. I mean, this is how bad it is. So I just thought I would let you know the latest. It's like the day I got the letter, guys, the day I got the letter that I had the all clear with the breast cancer, the same letter came from the Northumbria police telling that Adam had to go to court. I mean, you can't write this, can you? You can't bloody write it. If it doesn't rain, it pours. But I'm grateful. I'm keeping positive. You know, I'm burning my incense. I'm trying my best. I just thought I would tell you what's going on. But yeah, so we'll wait and see what comes of it all. So I just thought I'd let you know that. Light and dark, exactly. I think there's just a very sort of like polar opposite here at the minute, and it's two extremes. Two extremes. Don't trust Starmer with his bags of his white stuff. Terrible, isn't it? So I'm going to wait, Mrs. Luciani. I'm going to wait until it's all over and done with, and I think I might sue the police. I'll see how I feel. I've come back with revengeance and I'm full of hell. Put it that way. I'm really angry. So we'll wait and see what comes of this. But like I say, on a lighter note, he's doing okay. We just need this out of the way. Does that make sense? I feel it'll be solved. Well, I hope it'll be solved. Dear me. Right, let's get started. So for new people coming in, giant arrests in Florida. Oh my goodness. 255 arrested. What's that for? Oh yeah, I've got a good solicitor, and they said he's going to look after him. And I've got all the mental health records of, you know, the whole shebang. They've never listened to him for 3 years, and it's taken for him to chuck himself underneath a bloody bus. And then this has happened. Do you know what I mean? It's just fingers crossed. Oh dear me, what Jane's put here. See, I haven't been watching all of the news. Bits and bobs I have. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with Starmer's house. So traffic and crimes, dearie me. It's all going on, isn't it? So for new people coming in, I've got my little bell, and what I'll do is I'm going to ring it and bring in the lovely vibrations of the archangels, my guides, to form the circle of light. Anybody who needs any healing, okay, if you need any healing or you're worried about a situation, write the name in the comments section and you will receive the healing and protection. Okay? Oh yeah, the police, they're very wetty, aren't they? Yeah, weffy, woke and wet. That is a good way of putting it, Sue. I like that. Weffy, woke and wet. Well, it's just like the Gestapo over here now. It really, really is. It's, you can't say boo. And they're reading your WhatsApps and God knows what. They're turning up at your door if they don't like what you say. So there you go. I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I invoke Archangel Uriel. I invoke Archangel Uriel. I invoke Archangel Uriel. I ask my faithful spirit guides, Jed, White Buffalo, Running Star, A2I, to come forth to give us the true answers that we need. Any light angels, animal kingdom, spirits, any good souls out there who would like to give us any true answers, fairy elementals, angelic kingdom, animal kingdom, to come forth to give us the true answers that we need with love and light. Love and light. Love and light. Amen. Excuse me. There we go. Loads of people need healing, aren't they? All the new mummies and babies, oh yeah. All the beautiful children coming onto the earth, but now they need so much protection. Julie Brett, Louise, remember you said we would get another vote on Brexit as it wasn't done properly. Oh yeah. I still think there's stuff to come out there. Oh, the new Pope. Well, I was convinced that that Pope was going to get in. There's so much said, isn't there? You just don't know what's true and what's not true. I'll put some cards out on the new Pope. Pope Leo. That's going to be a trending name for baby boys, isn't it? Pope Leo. I like the name Leo. There's so much attack on the church anyway. You know how you've got the D state, and then you've got the government, and then what you've got here is you've got the deep church as well as the church. So you've got so many opposing forces trying to pull, and you know what's real, what's not, what's a psyop, what's real. And we're so tested. But I think fundamentally I feel that the church is there. There's a goodness with the church. Yeah. It's not all bad what they are saying. I'm going to pull some cards out first on the Pope. There was a woman and she was on Facebook and she was getting so pissed because I had said nice words about Pope Francis when he had died. And yeah, there's a lot of people out there who are saying horrible things about Pope Francis, but at the end of the day, he did a lot good. He did a lot of good, Pope Francis, okay? And I liked him. And I go on my intuition, not what anybody else is saying. Pope Leo. Now that does not mean that there's been shenanigans going on and horrible things going on with the deep church, but that doesn't mean that everybody's like that. I'll try and fit in Palestine as well, which is important. I thought Pope Francis was a goodie. I mean, there was a video that I had seen that he was walking through the Vatican gardens. It makes me laugh so much how you get people in the light and the truth, so-called truth community, and they're out there and they're saying, like, you know, that he was bad and he was this and he was that. But yet this guy was the one who had a Palladian experience. He said he had contact with the Palladians. And he was all for this coming out. He wanted this all out. So there you go. Do you know what I mean? Let's have a look. He didn't take a wage. Right. So, yeah, there's been some nasty rumours about Pope Leo when he was working in America? It's hearsay, but it was never proven. Do you know what I mean? What I'm getting very strongly is that he's a good man. He's a good man. He's coming out as the Knight of Cups. So I would say that his values are in the right place. Okay. I would say that, I mean, what I thought was quite overcoming, I don't know if anybody's seen it, when, you know, he came out onto the balcony and he had tears in his eyes. I mean, that's like, whew, that's like big, isn't it? It's like, so he's got emotion. It's coming out that he's going to do a lot of force. There will be people who will be disagreeing with certain things, a bit like Pope Francis, how he was different. So I think he's going to do some shocking things. I don't think he's going to go by the book. I think this is why Pope Francis picked him. But I feel, fundamentally, I feel on the whole, I think he's the man who's going to be on world stage when big things are going to come about for humanity, and he will be, the words of hope will come from his mouth. Remember that, okay? So when the lovers cards come out, it normally means that there's big news coming out. So I would say this Pope's going to be, I always thought it was going to be Pope Francis. I think this Pope's going to be the one who's possibly going to, I would love to say that, it would be UFO disclosure, but he may talk about life on other planets, yes. So I would say it's very possible. It's very, very possible. But I also think that he's going to bring a modern twist into the church, which I think is needed. So Pope Francis was all about love and helping the poor. And I agree with Catherine Brennan here in the audience on YouTube. Pope Leo will do the same. Definitely. So, I think the best man won. Yeah. And I think that this is what we need in these trying times on earth. I mean, the energy over Vatican City that day would have been incredible. It would have been incredible. I would have loved to have been there. But that's love. So I would say that he's going to spread love, not hatred. Hope for humanity. So that's good. So yeah, watch for a rise on baby Leos to be born, eh? I hate it when I get nasty things, but I've got to say it. So Pope Leo could be the Pope, what could also talk about in times where there's WAR. I've got to be careful, There will be hope for humanity. So I think that we could be looking at a world situation here, and that Pope Leo will be making big announcements there. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Ruth. So Pope Leo has an Hispanic background. I didn't know that. Okay. But I think that we're looking at a very, well, you don't have to be bloody psychic and sitting here with a set of tarot cards to see the world is in a mess, isn't it? It's in a total mess. Poverty rises and people are getting killed in war zones, and it's just horrible, isn't it? Right, I'm going to pull some cards out on Biden. Now, keep it clean in the audience, please. But, you know, this is a spiritual channel, and it's for both sides. And Cancer's not a nice thing. And I think that, if anything, the former president deserves respect. Give us 7 cards for Biden, please. I didn't realise he'd had skin cancer. It was seen on the news. He's a toughie, you know. I mean, this day and age, they can give them tablets, even if it's non-curable. They can give them tablets, like chemo tablets, to slow the situation down. Living light to everybody. That's right, Gigi. Is Melania Catholic, is she? Right, we need 7 cards of truth for President Biden, or ex-President Biden. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, bear in mind, I'm never told when someone's going to pass, because when there's been a healer, I would rather stay on the positive. But we'll have a look at this. I need a cup of tea. Dear me. I'll have a look at Bitcoin. I'll try and look at everything if I can. Okay, I mean, obviously he's worried. He'll be scared as well. That's Jill in the background. They've got a plan. He's been to see a good doctor, a physician and oncologist, and he's got a plan. They're going to put him on some form of something. I wonder if he's going to have some like radium, like sort of radiotherapy or something as well. Like beam therapy. It's pretty good stuff, that, you know, it's powerful. I had 3 weeks of it. It wipes you like. Right, I definitely see tablets. So there's this medication being given to him. He's not going to lie down and die that easy, that man, like. No way. No way. I think that there's still life in Biden yet. And sometimes, you know, it doesn't always mean that they're going to pass from that. I'll look into it, Jane. Yeah, it's just been announced tonight. Lisa found that President Biden, previous President Biden, it's former, isn't it? Should I say? It's been diagnosed with prostate cancer. So there's healing to take place here. They're not going to just, because they've said that it's gone elsewhere. They're not just going to leave him there on the scrap heap. They're going to be given a medication. And I do feel to make him comfortable, but also to slow the situation down. What I want to say to you is, and I don't mean this in a horrible way, well, you might not care, Belladonna, but at the end of the day, it's a spiritual channel, you know what I mean? And nevertheless, it's gone into his bones, Mary, yeah. Nevertheless, you know, it's not a nice thing. Do you know what I mean? The King of Pentacles here, I do feel that he's going to be given some form of treatment, but it might just be to slow the situation down. All right? But I think that he's had it for quite a while. But I think when he goes, he'll just go like that. And it might not be it's the cancer. It might be that, bless him, that he just can't take the treatment, or he's just decides to exit. Before the Pope passed, I said to you, there's going to be many people who are going to leave in the public eye, who are going to start to exit this planet. And it doesn't mean they're bad. or they're nasty. It just means that their time's up. When we're not, your time's up, your time's up. Do you know what I mean? And no matter what you think of Biden, I'm out of the politics here. I'm looking at it in a different reason. And I've talked about this before. He has had a lot of upset in the past with the loss of his son and stuff like that. So then it manifests in your body, you know what I mean? Grief manifests. It really, really do. I think that's why I got breast cancer through the loss of my brother. I really do. Because if you don't deal with it, it manifests and it just gets out of hand if you're not looking after yourself. But at the end of the day, he's an old man, you know what I mean? But they don't just give up on them just because they're in their 80s, you know what I mean? A lot of them are given like chemo tablets and things like that, where you're not like sick or your hair falls out. It just slows the process down. It's like a very low dosage they can give you. I mean, I'm not a doctor, do you know what I mean? But I just think that the next 3 is going to answer a lot to do with Biden. But, yeah. I think what he needs at the minute is just lots of hope. Because, I mean, it comes to it all eventually. Do you know what I mean? It's not good. It's not a good situation. But no, there's going to be no toxicity from this channel. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm not going to be feeding the even when it's not. It's not. It's the plan put into place. Can you hear us now? Yeah, we're not going to feed the fear. So I'm going to leave it with the sun for there. Can you hear us? Oh, no way. Typical, isn't it? That's the second time I think I'm being targeted. You can hear us. You hear us now? Right. Phew. Dodgy. Right, okay. So give us a 5-5 if you can hear us okay. Good. Sound is back. It's just very sensitive. I'll have to get a new mic. Okay, so I'm shuffling some cards here. Energies are definitely attacking us, yeah? Apparently there's been quite a lot of different people in the truth community have just exited. There was a lady, a black lady, her surname's Jones. I can't think what her begins with R and a first surname, a Christian name. And I don't know what happened, but she died. She was into all the galactic stuff. I think she was like used to talk about super soldiers and all of that. If anybody knows who I'm going on about. But she passed away. Then there was another guy called Rob. I knew him. He had his own channel on YouTube. He passed away. It's crazy. Okay. Right, I'll get to the UK soon, but I just want to know what happened yesterday with the explosion thing. Yeah, I think the next 3 is going to answer a lot on Biden. But there's angels around him. Right, so give us a true answer. I've got my crystal ball here as well, by the way. And I will be scrying soon. See what it says. So we've got 7 cards on yesterday to do with what happened with the explosion in California. 4, 5, 6. Okay. We've got conflict. We've got the King of Swords. Okay, this is interesting. And I didn't think it would be, actually, but I'm getting it really strong. There is a political movement behind this. I don't know what side, but it's definitely saying political. Right. So obviously, did they catch the man? Did they take him out? I think they did, didn't they? So it's saying possibly terrorism, but when I say political, I feel, you know what I'm getting, guys, right? And it might sound a bit woo-woo, but I'm saying like energy weaponry. Like sometimes it triggers certain people off to do things. So they've just said this about, okay. Right, so when I'm picking up, but I'm looking into this, I feel it's definitely, there's a political movement behind it. All right. And again, I don't always have all the answers why these horrible things happen. Yes, that was her name, Rosie, Renetta. Yes, that was her name. God bless her. So EMF, sort of frequency weaponry. So I think it's setting people off to do crazy things. That's what I'm being shown here. A lot of things that we do not see, we can't always prove. But what I get very strongly is that it's a sad situation when sometimes when people are wide open, they're easily sort of triggered. So it's definitely an energy thing. All right, that's what's coming through really strong. I'm just going to pull some more cards out here. I know all the little embryos or whatever they had stored in the place, because I believe it was for life, wasn't it? For like helping babies, like test tube babies, that type of thing. I believe that the little babies were fine. I think that energy around that place is very, very heavy. Not that I've been there. I'm just sort of like feeling it, remote viewing, feeling it. And I think that there's a lot of things people get triggered in that area. All right. So, and thank God nobody else got really hurt in the situation. Before I carry on as well, I want to say that there was a nasty situation. Oh, where was it? It was in the UK yesterday. There was an explosion and a firefighter lost his life. And I want to send peace and blessings out and prayers to everybody concerned and his family. It's a horrific situation. There was an explosion. Does anybody know about that? There's been so much which is happening. But anyway, that's 2 explosions at the same time, actually. So it was at the RAF barracks where you know who was housed. All right. So Graham's put here from Twitch, the former RAF barracks where you know who are housed now. All right, okay. I'll look into that in a minute. So anyway, so what I'm getting is energy. There's a very heavy energy. I do have a friend actually what lives in LA, not far from Hollywood, and he says that the energy is very heavy. It's like EMF, very heavy energy. And I mean, you really don't know what's been sent off into the atmosphere, do you? And I want to say this is horrible, but I think this is one of many situations which could come this year alone. I think there's more to come. We need to carry shungite, and it's exactly what Sarah said in Twitch, shungite. So how you spell it is SHUNGITE. It's like a little black stone. You can get it to, like, as magnets, or you can get it to wear, like in jewelry form, carried on you, and it just stops any AMF, any frequency attacking, that type of thing, and it's very, very protective. Okay. Okay, so there was a horrible explosion in the RAF barracks in the UK. I just want to ask, was it a similar situation, or was this different? It's different. Now, I'm not saying that the energy weapon's not going on around here, because it is. But I think that there's so much happening that we do not even know. You don't need nuclear for what's out there. It's there's just other weapons, which is beyond we'll ever know. But I actually think this is somebody literal who has had a vendetta. Was it set off with petrol or something? Because I see somebody pouring something before it was ignited. This is arson that I'm saying. It's a different thing. And I definitely feel, again, the media will cover this and they will not bring it all out in the open if it's, how do I say this without sounding horrible? If it's anything to do with any illegal immigrants, they will cover it. That's what they'll do. I'm on about illegal immigrants. This is what they do. They cover it. Like that young man what went to prison for killing them children at the Taylor Swift party thing in London. Can you remember that? Was it London or somewhere else? Okay. So it's definitely been more, that's been a terrorist attack. But I don't know if they're going to sort of like brush that underneath the mat type of thing. Like sort of like soften it, not talk about it so much. It was Southport, wasn't it? Southport scandal. Terrible. Yeah, so that happened. I think there's more to come. There's more to come. I'm using the cards to start with, guys. Right, so there is worry to do with the earthquake, isn't there? Earthquakes what could all erupt all at the same time. I was watching something on that. You know, a little while ago, about a year or so ago, I had said to you, it might have been over 2 years ago actually, I had said that I could see a vision, and it was well after the election, that there would be news headlines and it would be everywhere. It would be saying terrorism. And I'm seeing this coming in. Right? By the way, this is for entertainment purposes only, because I'm a psychic. I'm just foreseeing stuff, all right? But, got to say that. But I definitely feel it's as if this is to come. This is what I can see. So there was actually 2 firefighters and a civilian. God bless them. Prayers are sending out to them and their families. Terrible. Right, I'm going to pull some cards out. Will we have earthquakes to come? Could it set something really big off? This is what... And we will always have earthquakes to come. But I want to know if it's such a thing where it could set a great big one off. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've just seen Donald Trump there. He's all dressed up, you know, like the Mad Hatter's Tea Party. So who was the one in the Mad Hatter's Tea Party who had the great big tall hat? Which one was that one? Because I've just seen Trump sort of like... It's funny how spirit shows things. Yeah, I said there would be a big one due in Turkey. Yeah, I'm going to look into it in a second. I don't know. It's the Mad Hatter, isn't it? He's like the Jack in the Box. It's like you just don't know what he's going to do next type of thing. And he's here to make big change on this planet. The Mad Hatter. The Mad Hatter. He's got things up his sleeve. Maybe he's got a trump card he's going to pull. Maybe it's that. Okay. Right, so Mother Gaia is getting ready to erupt here. Like, there's a lot of change to take place. We will be all right, but I've said this before, where there'll be continents could change. There could be catastrophic event. Excuse me. I'm just going on what I'm getting here. There's different timelines, right? It's all very sort of quivery and wavery underneath the crust. I'm going to sneeze. Wait a minute, sorry. Excuse me. Okay. It's going to come again. I feel like someone's got a tickly duster up my nose. Okay. I'm looking at 3 to 4 main huge earthquakes. The countries which I feel are vulnerable: Japan, Turkey. I don't know why I'm getting Spain, and that doesn't make sense. Italy. United States of America. Right, so I'm seeing a lot of water. I feel what could take place could rise water. This is what I'm being shown. So there's a volcano which is underneath the Pacific Ocean. And didn't I not say, again, last year and the year before, I had said there's going to be a global event. And it's going to have something to do with water. Okay, so there's a lot of earthquakes that take place every year, but I would say some major ones to take place. The likes with Japan, but they're very well equipped. Their buildings are to get through something like that. But the likes of the United States of America and parts of Italy and Spain and definitely Turkey is a no-no. I'm getting the letter A, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's a town or a place. And the letter S and C. And again, the Pope will make an announcement about it. I see sort of it looks like a quaint little town. And little white houses, and they go up a hill. A bit like you would see in Greece, you know, like all the little white houses and they all go up the mountain. I'm seeing something where rock, it just opens. It's just literally like, this is horrible. It's just like the earth just opens and swallows the town in. It's horrible. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Could this set something off? Which is really... Could the volcano set all this off? It's one of the timelines, but there's another 2 timelines. And you're not just looking at the Pacific Ocean, you're also looking at the Caribbean, and I don't know why I want to say that. And I'm very drawn to Iceland. Okay. I think there's just many different events, and it's not so much one big event, it's lots of different events, big events all going off at the same time, which I've said before, like don't look over here, look over there. It's like it's all happening. But I feel that there is some weakness definitely underneath the Pacific Ocean. Is that the East Coast? Because I'm very drawn to the East Coast of America. I'm terrible when it comes to geography and all of that, but I'm getting the East Coast. This is what they're showing us. There's going to be worries. I see a lot of water. I'm actually seeing with Florida there could be problems, and I see alligators swimming through the streets. I'm seriously telling you. But they can sort this out, do you know what I mean? But I do think that there's going to be problems with lots of floods to come into the Florida region. So if you're looking at Earth from a bird's eye view and you're looking on, say, 20 years from now, the whole map of continents is going to be different. There's going to be more floods to come and a lot of change to come in around parts of Europe. But Earth's still there. Do you know what I mean? We're still going strong. Well, let's hope we are, because I feel we are. But there'll be a lot out by then. 10 years from now, you're not even going to recognise this planet. I'm seriously telling you. I mean, we could have flying cars, the lot. Do you know what I mean? 10 years from now, things are going to be a lot different. And I tell you what's going to massively change. Massively change. Voting and the way elections are run, not just in the United States of America, but literally everywhere. Whatever takes place in the USA, it's going to be a knock-on effect, which is going to change the whole world for voting. Let's see what that could be. What could change that? Oh, thank you, Katie. It looks coral, but it's actually dark pink. Believe it or not. I think it's the lighting in here, because I'm sitting in a red kitchen, so it's probably the reflection. oh my God, there's gonna be just a total breakdown of society. But I tell you what's coming up really strong. It's the UK as well. Remember the 5th of November. It's going to get that nasty. There's going to be a breakdown. And I said a few months back there'd be scandals with Keir Starmer, and I've been right. And there's more to come. There's more to come. But Trump's in for a reason, be it if you like him or you don't like him. He's in for a reason. There's going to be massive changes ahead. But he's going to change something. Whatever takes place, it's going to be a knock-on effect to change the future for voting for next elections to come. And I generally feel, no matter what they portray, this is hilarious, what they portray, what's out there, like how they don't like each other and stuff like that, like Biden and Trump and all of that. I generally feel he's been on the phone to him, and I generally feel he's given him his condolences, and he's generally quite upset about it. He might not put that out publicly. Am I cutting in and out again? But I generally feel that he is quite upset about it. So, the Magician card's coming out very, very strong. And this is coming out for Keir Starmer. All is not what it seems. It's all a movie. Let me put these back together again. My cats are being very good tonight. It's a bloody circus, all right, isn't it? Never mind a movie. But it is over here in the UK. Right, Keir Starmer. Hello, Angela from the Caribbean. How's Cece? She's doing fine. Now, both girls have had their pre-ops. Well, they're going to get checkups at the vets because they're going to get spayed. Enough's enough. When they're trying to get to the toms in the garden. I'm not having it. I'm not putting up with kittens. They're getting spayed, bless them. They've tried to run away a few times. Right. Keir Starmer. Keir Starmer. Another run on the toilet roll. That was crazy, that, wasn't it? Hiya, Angela. Right, let's pull 7 cards out for Keir Starmer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, you're not going to recognise this world like 10 years from now. That's what I feel anyway. That's what I've seen. Right, okay. Well, as you know, he used to be, Keir Starmer used to be a, was he a human rights lawyer? Anyway, and a judge and all of this he's been. And what he was famous for with Jimmy Savile. Letting him off. Okay. All is not what it seems to do with the house situation. There's a lot of trouble brewing there, and this thing's what's not coming out on news, what's about to come out. So all we know so far, I mean, I don't watch much of the news, but what I've heard, you've got a situation going on where the house burnt or something. You had a fire, didn't you? There's strange things going on to do with, what the Labour is doing to do with all sorts of things. They're just robbing the British people, really. Okay, this isn't good. This isn't good at all. I think there's some big scandal to come out here. I see big explosions of scandals. Massively. I think he's gonna be in red hot water soon. What's coming out? Shocks to come out about money. I want you to remember that. The whole country's bloody delusionalised. I think what's to come out, I'm getting the word illegal, scandal, shocks, money. I don't know what that is. Something to do with money. Well, there was that situation, wasn't there, when he was buying his family tickets and God knows what. You had all that going on. What was that scandal? But there's so much deceit to come out. And I do believe that he'll be pushed out, which I've always said. The question is, who's going to replace him? I predict that there's going to be voting early in the UK. And oh God. Right, so they're showing us Tories are getting back in again. Bloody hell. Well, let's see about reform. Reform. I think it's going to grow. Well, it's definitely grown, isn't it? The British people have had enough. You've got all this. Yeah, there's the council scandals to come as well, which I've predicted, which is going to be bigger than the post office. There's so much deceit to come out. I mean, I've got the upside down magician. I've got the moon. I mean, these aren't good. You don't need to set the bloody tarot cards to see this, but the cards are sort of like just confirming what I'm feeling and what I'm seeing. The man's going to be in hot water with what's coming. There's going to be scandals coming out about the police force as well. Hung Parliament with the Tories and the Reform, I think. Let me see. I do believe that Reform is going to grow big. It definitely is. Reform will get in, but I'm not so sure if it's this time or the next time. But I do know that Stommer's going to be pushed out. Is Reform going to get in this time? I can see them all lined up. There's not just Starmer, there's a lot of them. There's going to be big scandals. Something Gate, it's called. There's another gate coming in here. Some big scandals coming in. Okay, we've got the Queen of Swords. We've got the King of Cups. Yeah, it's about money. So you've got that Rachel. What's that Rachel woman called? We've got her. There's going to be a lot of scandals coming out about her as well. That's what they are. They're just a bunch of thieves, really. You know what I mean? Just dictating to the British people. But anyway, to cut a long story short, I feel that 5 to 6 weeks there's going to be absolute hell on. It's funny, you know, I feel he's going to have to resign, but there's going to be that many. Rachel Reeves, that's it. That's the woman. That's that woman. There's going to be, they're all going to be like lined up, like all leaving. It's huge what's coming. It's going to open a can of worms. Never mind what's going on in America. This is big. Yeah. Can somebody tell us, Graham, who Lammy is? What's the farce with Lammy and the taxi from France to Italy? Because I was going to look into that. Who is Lammy? It's just crazy. The amount of shenanigans, what's going on behind the scenes. David Lammy, all right, okay. Is he having an affair? It's just come to us. I've got the strength card. Right, so there's possibility. I've said this with one of me predictions, that there's a woman with red hair and a big loud voice. I bloody hope not. Angela Rayner, my lordy. Dear God, I hope not. But this is actually another Labour man replacing him before there's going to be voting. And I do feel the Tories are going to come back in. And it's not ruling out a woman. It's not, again, there's a woman, but it would need to be a strong woman with a Thatcher edge. Because they're just all as bad as each other, do you know what I mean? But Reform is going to do well at some point, but I'm not sure when. I want to say 2028's big for Reform. Lammygate. Yeah. Well, Kemi's quite strong-minded, isn't she? So she's probably got a good chance. Somebody's asking about Kemi. She's a black woman politician. I believe she's Tory, isn't she? In the UK. Right. So the UK is going to take a massive, massive hit. There's going to be amnesty on the streets. It's going to be like Rambo on the streets. It's going to, communications is going to break down. And then there's going to be a breakthrough, and then there's going to be some help. Something's going to happen global, and there's going to be a lot of help given to the British people. Then there's going to be a clear up. But I'm being told we'll go blue again. We'll go blue again, like. But we could go nearly civil war. And like I've always said, when it kicks off, just go inside and shut the door. Basically, that's what we need to do. Do you know what I mean? Can you hear us okay? Because there's like a funny buzzing noise. Right. I want to say what was going on with the fire. The fire in with Keir Starmer. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can't hear a buzzing noise? Good. All in the money. All in the money. I can hear it buzzing. Can you not hear it? This happened the last time. It sounded like a bloody razor thing. Right, 8 of Pentacles. Is that not being an insurance job? Like an insurance... I've got a lot of money coming up here, and it's coming up hidden. Something like an insurance job. That's what's coming out. Always the truth comes out in the end. You know, that's a dark-haired woman who could also play a big part into the future for the UK government. Thank you, Jules. Can you hear it? There's a buzzing sound, isn't there? Fucking hell, man. Very slight buzzing sound. Right, somebody asked some questions before I get onto the crystal ball. What would you like to ask us look into? Let me get me a cup of tea. There's some big names to come out and a lot of scandal to come out around Keir Starmer. Quickie. Will Toronto Maple Leafs, it's going to quick, hockey team win tonight? Yes. Hope I'm right, yes. Adam's doing okay. Like I say, we'll just keep my fingers crossed for the end of the month. Will the UK government change the welfare? Oh, that whizzed up and I missed it. It's going really fast, the chat. Can you type it back in again, what you had said about the UK government, somebody? Oh, yeah, you wanted us to look into the ship crash, didn't you? I don't really know much on that. Let's see. Justice warrior, yes, but not the way you think. God bless them. Yes, Jules. But it may go off a different direction. It's going to, it's something about, it's going to push water off into a different direction. When you get two, I don't know what the word would be, but you get like sort of two earthquakes at the same time, and it can create a situation elsewhere through like, not sound, but vibration. It's gonna be a weird thing. What's going to happen? They're going to be talking about it on the television. This is to do with the States. So it's going to go off there. It's going to go off somewhere else. But in the middle, it's going to sort of like create this sort of vibration situation. What's going to create an event elsewhere. If you know what I mean. Really weird. That's the only way I can describe it. I'm not a scientist, you know. What was I doing again? It was something about the government. Somebody was going to type it in for us again. I do believe that Biden's been poorly for quite a while now. I believe that there's going to be evidence of what happened. I haven't looked into it properly, but what I'm being given from my guides is that them two children in Nova Scotia, Lily and Jack, will be found soon. But I don't know if it's a good thing. I hope it's a good thing, but there's news coming out soon. You know, the ship. Let's look into the ship. So can you explain what happened? There was a ship what crashed into a bridge. Is that right? But then look at everything what's happened recently. You've had bloody planes coming out of the sky and crashing into each other, and helicopters and all sorts of awful things happening, haven't we? And again, I'm going back to a frequency thing, and I don't know if it's messing. This is a completely different thing, by the way. Like I say, there's weaponry out there that we do not understand or do not know. As I'm saying that, I'm getting Russia. They're shown as Russia, all right? But I don't know if there's like a frequency weaponry thing going on, and I think it's affecting maybe certain planes falling from the skies, or you've got like where it affects radar. It's something else. It's on another level, and it's affecting navigation of ships. Okay, so I believe that it's definitely been some form of a frequency attack what's done that. That's what I'm feeling. So it was definitely forced. It was done on purpose. So the weaponry now is so far advanced. So the mast of the ship hit the underground of the bridge, causing the mast to break and fall on people on the ship. So I don't know, like normally in a situation like that they would know if it was the mast of the ship. So normally they would know if it was high enough to go through or not. Do you see what I mean? But there's been definitely something that's been messed with technology to stop that from happening. I would have thought this day and age they would have something to know, you know, where to go under and where not to go under. But it wasn't working. It definitely wasn't working. And I definitely feel it's been some form of, you could say human error, but I'm getting more, it's an attack on something. But will it ever be proven? Possibly not. It'll come up as a human error. So it was a tall old sailing ship. But you see, there's going to be many of these strange events taking place because it's like the world is just taking a massive meltdown. So an excuse to get rid of everything so they can bring in all this new technology. Because nothing's working now. It's breaking. You know, the old earth is breaking. And like I've always said, I don't even believe that we're in 2025. We've been labelled we're in 2025. But I believe that it's more than that. Do you know what I mean? It's just everything's controlled by numbers. So we're going to be brought up to date, basically. We're going to be definitely brought up to date. And the technology what's going to come in is going to be quite scary to start with, but it should have been here years ago. But the children for New Earth are ready for this, you know. And remember, it's not the technology you have to be scared of, it's who's been behind it. So there's a fight actually going on at the minute behind the scenes to do with the good guys and the bad guys. It's been going on for a long time, and it's going to hit a peak this year. I really do believe that we're in for a corker of a year. So I would say June, July is going to be very eventful, extremely eventful. And there's more big names to come out to do with leaving this plane type of thing. But where they bring out the old, they bring in the new. Does that make sense? That's Trump. We've got Mr. King of Wands. Oh yes, I was going to look into Palestine. And then I'm going to get the crystal ball. What's Trump up to? We've got Judgment card over the top of them. That's not new, is it? We've got the Devil. Bloody hell, man. Right, and we've got the Seven of Pentacles. Interesting. I've just seen this vision, and it's like it's I don't know what, military. Oh, you've got that thing coming up on his birthday, haven't you? Is that going to be where they're going to have military craft and showing off with stuff in the sky type of thing? There's going to be big news round about just after that, or around about that time. I want to say just after, because it's around President Trump's birthday, but at the same time, I don't know, there's some people have said that it's a waste of taxpayers' money and everything, you know, and they're starving, there's so many starving and all of that. But at the end of the day, it's going to be quite a glorious affair. That's what I'm going to say, right? Very patriotic day. It's going to be a very patriotic day. But watch for huge news coming just around that time or just after. There's going to be a lot of symbolism around that time. All right, a lot of symbolism. But would he be coming off the Air Force plane round about that time? And there's a saluting. Somebody's in the chat just says that I'm coming in and out, blurring. Is that right? I know this sounds really weird as well, but I feel like I need to put protection around him. Air Force One. Right, okay. It's going to be very, all the Navy's going to be there. It's all going to be very posh and very patriotic and big, huge global news. Not once, not twice, but 3 times round about that time or just after. And I feel huge news by the 4th of July. Huge news. What was I looking into again? Because I couldn't remember. Oh, the Palestinian as well. That's Clinton. Hillary Clinton. And I don't know why I'm getting her tonight. So maybe there's going to be some big news coming out with Hills. So watch for that. Right, I'm going to pull some cards out on the state of affairs in Palestine. God bless the little children. God bless the little children all over the world, everywhere. It's always the innocent that get hurt through man's greed of war. Right. What's going to come of Palestine? A lot of stories are going to come from all of this, you know. Bless all the children and all the animals around the globe. I know nobody's touched upon this, but I've got to say it, and I know some people don't think it's important, but I think it's important because I'm a big animal lover. But I was watching some news channel, right, and there was all these poor people in Palestine, and they were all running for cover and everything. And then they had the one man, and he'd said he got blown up there, and he got, you know, he kept moved around pillar to post. And there was kids crying in the streets. It was horrible. And then I was looking at the little donkeys, do you know what I mean? The little donkeys and the horses, and they were just pulling the people, you know, taking them with all that worldly goods on the carts and that. And I'm thinking, how many animals are getting hurt over there? I just thought I would say that. I mean, there needs to be blessings in these war zones. Well, look at what happened in Ukraine with all the animals. Just horrible. Okay. Oh God, it's all about money. Everything is about money, power, and greed. Right, so the people of Palestinian who are left, and this is horrible, isn't it? But it's like they're going to be going off 3 different places, and then they're obliterating it and then starting again. And I see money getting ploughed into that place and it getting changed. And as I'm looking like 20, 30 years down the line, and I see this, remember this, right? Remember this. I might not be about by then, but I just thought I would say it. Well, I bloody hope so. You never know what could be. Anyway, getting back to this. I'm looking on about 30 years down the line, right? And there's a young man, right? I would say 30s, early 30s. And he's got a citizenship of 3 different ways over there. And it looks like a spice market. It's all very nice, but it looks posh. It's like it's not like if you go to typically somewhere in Afghanistan or in Iran and it's like, you know, and it's like all like, you know, dusty and there's like spice markets and stuff like that. It's not like that. This is all very posh. It would be like somewhere if you went to say somewhere in Dubai, yeah. So it looks like a posh shopping mall. But he's standing there and he's having an interview, and he's talking about that he's got a 3-way dual citizenship because he was somebody who lost his family, he lost his home, and then he was forced out of Palestine. He went somewhere else, got that citizenship, then went somewhere else, got that citizenship, then came back to Palestine. And it's a story to be told for the future. So there's a lot of money and there's a lot of plans. Why are they wiping it out? Because of oil. Because of oil. Because of greed. In the meantime, you've got a lot of people, innocent people and children who are getting killed in this situation, and it's like genocide. And all you can do is just send prayers out that they are protected. But I just thought I would also mention the animals tonight as well. Oh God. They're going to rebuild that city when it's all done. When it's all flattened to the ground, they're going to rebuild it. Netanyahu's next. Watch for big, huge news. Watch for big, huge news linked with that man. Let's get me crystal ball. I'm getting the 14th. Let me get a cup of tea. Getting the 14th. Cabaret going through the streets of New York. When that happens, there will be big, huge news. Could that be like gay pride? Do you have gay pride in the States the same time we do in the UK, like the summer months? But there's like something like that, or it's very flamboyant, like very camp is the word. And I see it like going through the streets of New York, and round about that time there's going to be some huge news, so watch for that. Yeah, it's like all is not what it seems. And I'm going back to this event, the event of which I've talked about, where the grid goes down. The grid goes down. It's on that timeline. It's the last resort. And it'll give them the excuse to bring in everything that they need to bring in. And the new technology. And the new internet. The fast, super duper internet. Okay. I don't know why I'm getting big news around Kennedy as well. The 9th, the 21st. These are dates I'm being given. The 10th. Oh, Macron. Why am I getting Macron here? Let's see. I see the French kicking off. I see the Brits kicking off, and I see the French kicking off. So there's restrictions coming, And I've seen this before where I see military on the streets. It's like people are trying to get away. It always reminds us of like the film Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Remember that film from the 70s? Talked about that before as well. You know what I've just seen in this crystal ball? And I don't know if this is crazy. Why am I saying that? Do you remember the comedy? Was it a comedy was it in the 70s or the 80s? And it was called MASH. Do you remember that? I used to like the tune to that. My dad used to sit and watch it. I don't know why I'm getting that. Is it like a war-like type situation where people are going to get called in? MASH was brilliant, wasn't it? I used to like that. Remember Taxi as well? That was another thing. My dad used to like watching that as well. And Cheers was my favourite. Remember Cheers? But you know what I'm getting? It's possible that... Could you imagine if they bring like a new MASH forward as a new comedy? I wonder if it's like new comedies coming in, something like that. It might be that. Vietnam. Right, so it could also be a sign why we had the situation with Vietnam. Maybe there's something else like that coming. Like again, like an endless, needless war. That's probably what it is, what the crystal ball's trying to tell us. But they need to re-release all of them. I think because there's such this low density on Earth, I think they need to re-release like Cheers and all of that type of thing, you know, bring back the good times. They need to bring that back. Oh, the royal family was brilliant, wasn't it? MASH was a Korean War, was it? I thought it was Vietnam. Just the shoulders it in the crystal ball there. I've got a love heart coming in. Oh. 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 Oh no, I don't want to say that. Right, I am being shown... I'm being shown a state funeral and they're showing us like a... It's the States, right? And they're showing us a canine with a soldier. There's something coming. It's like lots of them coming off planes. They need to stop this. Whatever comes up around Zelensky, right? And Europe can't be changed. I don't know why I'm saying that. It can't be changed. And it's going to be the downfall of him. And I just thought I would say that, right? It's coming through really, really strong. All right? Remember that. And I tell you what, I see big news coming in around Putin as well. Like we're being so tricked. Like two realities. The 4th's going to be big. That could also be the 4th of July. Yeah, I feel like I need to send healing and blessings out to the boat of Italy. It's coming out again. Turkey is not out of the woods yet there to do with earthquakes. And where I'm drawn to California, I think it's California, and I see like this, it looks like a school bus. And I don't know what the situation is, but it's like something, I'm not sure if it's a wave or a situation where I'm seeing danger. And I want to like get the school bus out of the way and everybody out of the way. It sort of reminds us a bit like the film Jaws, you know, like, I know this sounds crazy what I'm saying, but it's like, is the big sharks coming or is there something coming in from the water and everybody needs to get out of the way? And it's summertime. It's summertime. I'm seeing fighter jets going off, troops, as quick as they go out, they'll come back. And it's like a bit like a bathe pig situation. Okay. Is there anything else? We are all protected. We haven't got to feed into the fear. All right? Everything that I've seen tonight in this crystal ball is possibilities. All right? As you know, I'm a scryer. But you need to never walk in fear. You need to always know that you are so protected. Each and every one of you is in this audience tonight. All right? So wherever you are going, always, you are all covered with the blood of Jesus Christ. You are all covered with the Holy Spirit. You are safe. But there's going to be some crazy, crazy sightings, more to come. And I've talked about this before, and a little while ago, I think it's on one of my old live streams, I talked about the cubes were coming. And it turned out the cubes, I believe, were the drones. So we've got more events like that to come. But I would say that the ones coming out of the ocean are not all man-made. Man is connected with extraterrestrial presence. I'm getting it really, really strong. And I do believe that there's bases underneath the sea. But there's strange events to take place in the skies. I can never say the word. Is it Michigan? Oregon? These are the places I'm getting. California. All over the place. Mexico. The UK. Israel. Everywhere. We are going to witness lots of lights in the skies. Lots of lights in the skies. Stacey's just put here on YouTube. Did you see the Perth UFO sighting 2 days ago? I believe so. Did James? Because I followed James. I think he talked about it, didn't he? He showed it on his channel. He's brilliant, James. Jaymez. He touches upon all stuff like that anyway. So yeah, there's going to be a lot more sightings to come. But I would say it's that they're preparing way for the new technology coming in. You see, 20 years from now, or even 15, between 10 and 20 years from now, it's going to be the norm, because it'll all be, they hide a lot. They hide it behind clouds, but it'll be the norm, and another planet will be very seeable into the future, which at the minute they hide, but they're going to stop hiding it. So there's a lot more stuff to come out. They're creeping it in. They're creeping it in. This is what I'm getting. Big news coming in around the desert. That could be around Arizona. So you had the situation, was it the something lights in the United States of America? The famous sighting with all the lights. There's something else coming, and it's I want to say mass scale. Will these be man or extraterrestrial? And I actually do believe that they will be extraterrestrial. They will be extraterrestrial. The lights that we will witness. It's fading out now. Remember, everything is frequency. Everything is energy. The phoenix lights, yes. There's another situation like that coming. We need to prep, but not to panic buy. I know there's a lot of shelves which are empty. there's going to be problems with wheat. So could there be bread shortages? Possibly. We need to prep on that. I mean, you don't always need wheat to make bread, but there could be a shortage there. With flour. Yeast, flour. So we need to get my thinking caps on, because there will be shortage of bread. Is there anything else that I can see? Two big shocks to come out with two celebrities. There's a door opening into another world, where two universes collide to become one. This is why we've been getting a lot of woo-woo. This is why we've been losing time. We are gelling, combining, intercepting with another timeline. There's helicopters now. Got military helicopters over here. What a time, guys, to be alive. What a time. Expect power cuts in the UK. We need to prep. We need to prepare. But not to feel afraid. Not to feel afraid. In ways, the Brits are tough cookies, you know. Like I say, batteries, you know, battery lights, candles, matches, lighters, little things like that make a difference. But spiritually, physics, whatever's going on out there, we are combining in with another timeline. So it's not a case that we're jumping from Earth onto New Earth. It's where we've shifted this ourselves, and we are creating and going into another reality. We have created a new timeline. We've done it. So you've got to be very careful what you think, what you feel, what you put out there. Well, you can't help how you feel, but not to hold on to it if it's negative for too long. Does that make sense? Good night, guys. Stay safe. Stay well. And may the force be with you all. There's about to be some great revelations for this planet. There really, really is. We just need to stay strong. Until the next time, may the force be with you all. Now, how do I get out of here? Oh, yes. I'm off to make a cup of tea. I'll see you next week. Actually, I think I might make I was going to make a drinking chocolate, and I had a flake, and I've got some cream, you know, the whipped cream. And Adam's gone and eaten the fucking bloody flake. But I might just make one anyway and just have it without the flake. Good night, guys. Stay safe, and I'll see you all again soon.